All right, I think I've done something wrong here. I have to rub it out. So I'm just doing a genogram. So, okay. I think that's not how it works. It works like this. Hold on, I'm just fixing it, all right? So this is the grandparents, parents, and child. All right. So this is a family tree. All right. What you see up here, that's grandparents, and parents, and child. I can't say children because I know right now there's two baby there's two baby policy right now. It's one, before that, it just introduced like last year, last 2 years. Don't worry about it. Right now it's just only, it's one child policy. Regardless, I think if, two child policy might loosen up a bit, but a one child policy is a lot deeper. So for this to that to mingle, whoa, there's a lot going on. All right. There's a lot going on around here. All right. What I mean by that, there's a lot going on. When you see them two here, right? And it goes very deep. I think I can write it here. All right. When the parents to meet, the child potential marriage or mating partner, let's put it that way. These are stuff that they need to look at. Occupation, family tree. City versus rural. Zodiac. Face reading. Palm reading. And social dysfunctional. I'll go by one, okay? I don't know you guys can see it much, but yeah. So let's look at how. Oh, one more thing, sorry. The most important one. Oh my god. Job. Career. Yeah. Why say job? Career. And what was the other one? There was one more. Hey, Kevin. You're not missing much. I'm just letting you know right now. All right. This is the family tree. All right. This is Chinese. All right. Just letting you know. What? You just left. Okay. Cool. All right. Oh, you're not on the list. Somehow you're there. Okay. Cool. So up there is grandparents. All right. Nonna and grandpa. Nonna and grandpa. Then up there, father and mother, and then child, because one child policy. All right. And what do Chinese people look at when boyfriend and girlfriend meet each other, right? These are the stuff they look at. Occupation, family tree. I'll get to you very shortly. City versus rural, right? I know in Vietnam you guys believe in that. Zodiac, all right? You know what your zodiac, right? Face reading, palm reading, social dysfunctional, job, career. All right, all right. So you're not missing much, okay? Sure. Okay, cool. So let's look at occupation, family tree. All right. So let's just say, what should I call James and Jenny? All right. I know James is a pretty odd name for a bloody. The first one in my house. Oh, occupation, family tree. Yeah, cool. So in China, it's one child policy, so we have to narrow it really down, all the way down. Sorry, I'm still speaking with Calvin on the side. So occupation, family tree. All right. First off, What does mommy and daddy do? That's the most important one. Obviously, if they do something STEM job, so STEM is science, technology, engineer, medical. Then you got another one. You got lawyers. Then you have nowadays. I think lawyers will be one of them, and teachers is actually really powerful back then, because especially if your teacher is professor. Professor is like more than just a teacher, like it's a doctor degree in a university, right? So I think lawyers not really in China. Okay, but STEM, understand, right? So look at it. What's your parents? What was their occupation? All right, and they believe in. And one more. Sorry about it. I left the most important one. Social economic. Oh, status. Bloody hell. I'll write it down very soon. All right. So, family occupation. So, is daddy? What does daddy work as? What is mommy? Is he one of the STEM, or another one? Government. But to be up there is usually government jobs, right? Science, technology, usually it's government. But if you have government jobs, even better, more money, right? So you have government, it's more money, right? So they want to make sure, right? It's one of the parents, it's one of the here, right? If it's a cleaner, don't worry about it. If it's a plumber, don't worry about it. It's a builder, not really. They don't really care. Okay, then I'm like, okay, let's look at your previous generation, right? Let's look at the grandparents, what they are. They look at this, right? So they're ticking boxes, right? So they say, oh yeah, maybe I tick this, right? Let's just say, oh, family occupation, they're up to the same degree. Okay, number 2. City versus rural, all right? So city versus rural, we are going through very deep here because I'm going to get more color pens, sorry. So city versus rural. So what is city versus rural? So city is like, rural can be in 2 factors. It can be farmers. I know you can't see from here, or those who live up in the mountain, and small city. All right, that's classified as rural. We call it 农村. All right, 大城市跟农村. So city and 农村. All right. So we look at that. I know Vietnamese people, they look at this as well. All right. They believe in the city and the rural versus rural. So they make sure that, okay, maybe your grandparents is from the rural, and they moved to the city because of industrial revolution. They got a job. That's good. What's the benefit for being city? You have free health benefits. You get a higher salary jobs compared to if they're doing the STEM degrees or law or teacher or a government job. You get more money in city than rural area, even though no matter how smart you are. So they want to marry to city. So the family say, okay, I like this guy, I like this girl, take it in. But usually it's more important on James' side. The high expectation on this whole list is usually James. But James also have to look at Jenny on that side as well. So they tick on that, all right? Sorry, I know you can't see from the tick, but yeah, sorry guys. Maybe I should get a black pen, yeah. Okay, another one, zodiac. Now, Kevin, I know that your parents say, oh, you can be pig. I don't know what's your zodiac. So you can be pig, or you can be horse, you can be duck. So Chinese and a lot of those who believe in Eastern philosophy, zodiac is a very 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 popular. There's 12 zodiacs, right? So there's is it zodiac or what's this Chinese zodiac? Yeah, it's a Chinese zodiac, all right? So so whether you say, okay, you're pig, sorry. So you whether there's always talks about pig is not compatible with this. If the girl is a tiger, this is a popular one. If a girl born in a tiger, you better stay away from her. She's very hard to control. She's very bossy, very very controlling. Gosh, I can't say on top of my head. So let's go through the wheel, all right? Okay, here's the order, all right? I don't know, what are we in this year? Okay, my bad. Okay. Rat, cow, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, pig. And one more I have to forget about is the time of birth. Yeah, I'm telling you, Chinese people are just, it's crazy, man. So yeah, so it's the compatible. So same thing with zodiac in the Western way that you have a Capricorn or Aries. They're not mixed together, this and that. But we talk about monthly. But Chinese more believing, or those who believe in zodiac, Chinese zodiacs, more believe in this 12 animals compatibility, right? So the parents like, oh yeah, it's not compatible. Cross it. All right. Now let's go to face reading. Now, when they talk about face reading here, right, they look at the face. What they normally look at is a big nose, right? I know the big nose and the big earlobe. It means symbol of a lot of wealth. And also, if you can put on your forehead, I got a small forehead, but yeah, if you can put more fingers, that means you have a lot more higher wealth. And how your hair structure, I don't know, sometimes your hair structure is like that or something like that. And they also look at your eyebrows. The more hair on your eyebrows. All right, Calvin, this is something, right? The more hair in your eyebrows, right? It means you're a lot more honest, right? But you don't want to have hair in the middle. All right. Apparently, it's bad. Oh, I don't know why. There's so much going on. But you can go up and Google and type in face reading, and then read about the distance here, your nostril, and how wide is your nose. The most important one is going like this big. If you have this big, it's even better. Your eyes as well, and these black dots, and your cheekbones, and you go through like that, or your lips, right, and your chin. They read a lot. Chinese people read a lot. The reason why I'm making this video, Calvin, is because I think a lot of parents, they tell you something, but you never understand like why your parents say this and say that. And I think a lot of parents doesn't explain too well because they don't know how to explain in a good way, right? That's why I'm making these sort of videos. Those out there who wants to learn. So they say, oh, the face reading. Oh man, this guy has, James has a big forehead and big ear loops and this and that. Then the next one, palm reading. Oh my God, we're going even deeper, man. I will definitely release this video very soon. Palm reading. I'll release this very soon. All right. Palm reading. So they look at the palm. They look at, I don't know, this. I think this is the health and this wealth, and like I said, I don't know too much about it. And this one has to be closer to here. They can know, fortune telling. They can tell about your future and things like that. And if you have more scratches on top of there, that means you're not saver. I had to go through so deep. So palm reading. Let's say that one. Usually face reading is always a no for some reason. Palm reading, no. The social dysfunctional. All right. I know this is not the best word for me to use, but that's the only word that came up to my mind because that's the most important thing, right? So there's social dysfunctional. So Calvin, I know you're a bit too young to know this. Is about mental well-being. What's it like? Oh gosh, maybe I should do studies. Yeah, I think studies, right? Education. Sorry, my writing's not that great. Okay, so you got social dysfunctional, right? So you got social dysfunctional. What I mean by that is like they have social problems. For example, they'll kind of look at the parents. Are they good or bad? Or I don't think Chinese go really deep, but usually they look at the individual person. For example, is he suicidal? Does he have mental health? And this one is very, very important for girls, particularly when it comes to abortion, right? This will cost everything, even though they tick all of them, is abortion, right? So this may be the one that break it or make it, all right? If the girl has more than 2 abortions, all right, times 2, right? If the girl has more than 2 abortions, this family man side will say no. No straight away. Do not marry her. It doesn't matter if he has all through that because it comes through social dysfunctional. It gets a lot deeper, right? Obviously, if James has mental health, suicide, all this and that, Chinese still have the old stigma saying that in Chinese we call 神经病, like crazy sicko disease that you have that cannot be cured. Don't go near them. It's very, very stigmatized in the Asian culture, right? So if James has mental health, binge eating, suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, stress, this guy, he's not a perfect fit for, or Jenny or James, not a perfect fit for breadwinner. When we call breadwinner is money, earning money. And the ones that earns the most money. So for example, Kelvin, in your case, your father earns the most money, right? Okay, put 4 fingers on my forehead. That's right. 4 fingers, you're smart. So James, right? So you got James there, right? So if a girl gets more than 2 abortions, now from the studies and things like that, what Chinese believe is that if the girl has more than 2 abortions, and if these 2 get married and have a child, the child won't be as very super baby. Chinese love super baby. Strong, deliver, hypergamy baby. All right. So, Calvin, this is a new word for you to understand. Hypergamy. All right. So, hypergamy is a new word to learn. I don't think we'll learn this in school, but you'll learn it very soon. So it's not hypergamy. It's not going to deliver a strong baby because the reason behind it's not delivering a strong baby. Then what's the point getting married if they're not going to? Because what's going to happen here? The next step is if they get married, you only have today's world in China you can have 2 babies, but most likely they'll have 1. Right? It's usually it's more favorable of boys, right? Because they usually make more money, right? So if Jenny has more than 2 abortions, then make on this baby, then the Chinese thinking based on scientific, their thinking is that they're not going to deliver a very strong, healthy baby because the womb is already kind of destroyed already. Okay? Now, in today's world, I don't know how we're going to put that, but that's one of them. All right? So let's move on. Another step. So you have 2 abortions, then James, the parents will refuse to say no to marry to Jenny. All right. Poor Jenny. Okay. Job career. Obviously, this one there's no brainer. It was one of the STEM degree or one of these degree up there. It's a big bonus, All right. This will actually determine the marriage. Obviously, the first of the first, right? But obviously, the social dysfunctional. It talks about how would he keep up? Would he maintain that strong mentality on making that money or things like that? Then predicting it through face reading, palm reading. Then after that, zodiac, right? Because what they say, if you have a good wife, you have a good life. That's what the phrase being said. Good life is good wife, right? And the Chinese says understand of and this is more of society problem. Even if you're from a rural and move to a city, you don't get the same privilege. If only for the next child that born in the city, then allowed to enter the city. So it's more of the bourgeoisie. Jesus. This is more of a Karl Marx thing, right? Karl Marx, right? Bourgeoisie versus Chinese system more works in the bourgeoisie. This is more of a Karl Marx theory, but Chinese believing it. Versus alright, so you can type that in. So sorry, versus Protestant, you can search it up. Alright, Calvin. So you have that, right? So the bourgeoisie, right? So it's all about the bourgeoisie. That's what I'm coming to next. Social economic status. So social economic status. Are you high class? Are you middle class? Are you low class? You understand the drill. So usually the case is I'll get that a bit later on. All right. So time birth. I need more to understand it. This is more of if you were born in daytime or midday or afternoon or nighttime or after nighttime. There's a different meaning in China, but I don't know more about that. I think that is more on regards to zodiac if you're born in this time, or more of the, it's more about yin and yang stuff. There's too much feng shui going on here. And as well, we got education. Last one, education. Obviously, education is more important. Also, they look at the whole family tree. What's the education? And this is all tied in together. We're all tied in with the career, right? So what's the education? What's the education? What's the education? So what I'm trying to tell you here, Calvin, is the reason why I chose life, right? Is because we chose for love, not chose for hypergamy. The reason behind is Chinese is based on all of this here, right? Okay, so this is not realistic. You may as well marry to a chair if that's the case. Okay, so what do the parents and the grandparents would say? They have to tick all these boxes. So obviously, if there's more crosses, it's bad, right? So you go up here, they say, oh yeah, tick family, occupation. The most important one is the job, career, money, dollar sign. Chinese believe in one thing: dollar signs, mate. If you have more money, you can get everything, right? More money. Money is the most important one. Then after that, they'll look at face reading, social dysfunction, and one more thing. Personality. I think that is a very important one. Personality. Personality is an important one, right? For example, personality, because you cannot clash the same if they're both the same. If they're both quiet, then forget about it. The relationship will crumble straight away. They're not gonna go too much together. Okay. So occupation. So most important is the job, career, money. All right, more money. Great. That's tick one. That's the most important one. Money. Yep, Calvin. Money. Sorry, the Italian guy was calling me. So job, career is the most important one. And then after that, face reading. The most important one is the face reading. And after that, talk about zodiac. And talk about city, rural. And a bit deeper on the relationship. It'd be palm reading, occupation, family tree, socioeconomic. Socioeconomic is over first. Time, birth, education. So education is the most important one. Personality, they're testing what type of personality, things like that. And for them to be compatible, to marry to each other. So they're not married for love. There's no love in China. It's all about survival. All right. It's a very, very tribal thinking. And for Jenny to James to get married. Now let's just say, this is actually shut up phone. Who is doing a video? Okay. So one of the most important thing is that this actually happened to my family members. Let's just say, I know for my cousin, all right, I have to choose a different color from here. All right, I will choose my cousin. My cousin got a very bad choice. I have to do circle. You guys can see circle? Yep, you guys can see circles. So job, career is very bad. Socioeconomic, he's from city. Family occupation was very terrible. I don't know if he's palm reading. His personality is shit. All right, he's like a girl for some reason. Education is very bad. Now I cannot speak on time, birth. Socioeconomic is very bad. And social dysfunctional, I cannot speak behalf of that. So this is my cousin. My cousin in China. He just got married January the 18th. All right, on my dad's birthday. So what he did is that we'll put James again. Let's just say that he got married. So he got family tree is very terrible. I don't know about the zodiac compatible. I cannot say that, but I know the fact that his job career is not making much money. Poor socioeconomic because he's from the rural. Actually, yes, he's from the rural. Yeah, he's from the rural. He's dating a city girl. Yeah, remember that? He dated a city girl. So he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11. So we're naming James again and Jenny, right? So James wants to do everything to please Jenny, even though he has very poor of this outcome, right? But then he really wants to stay with Jenny because they're in it for love, right? As I mentioned before, Chinese, they believe in love, they believe in bonsoirsie, right? They believe in that, they believe in hypergamy, right? Hypergamy, take the best of the best, right? So they have them two, right? So the reason why you have them two here, right? So James and Jenny, how did they got married? I spoke to my mates about this, Chinese international, and they say it's not too common, but I think it's getting common nowadays. Is that even Jenny's family do not accept James' family, but Jenny's family orders one thing. If I'm married to my daughter, even though you have very bad on this, I don't know what the girl side, what she's like. Up front, 30K US dollars. Right, USA dollars, 30K. What is the difference between that and the one in Africa? Countries in Africa where, I don't know, you know about this, but or third world countries, right? Who still believe in this practice. So for those who live in African countries, if they want to get married, you know how to get married, Calvin? You order from you to marry to my daughter, you need 12 chickens, a dozen chickens. Okay, right back. So you have a dozen chickens and one cow, or one sheep. You get married to my daughter. This year, 30,000 straight away. Even if you don't have all this, bring up 30,000. So this family clearly does not have 30,000. You know, even though we have a big family, but to get 30,000 US is how much is it? I'm doing the conversion. Sorry, guys. So that's 201K renminbi. House, pretty much. You paid off 70 or 80% from a rural area. I know my dad recently bought a house. Rural, 80% of the mortgage. You pretty much can pay it off. 20,000. It can't get you in the city house, but with this price, it can get you somewhere. Okay. So you have that, right? Or maybe I'm exaggerating. Or maybe it's a bit less than that. Mum, dad says 300,000. Is it 300? No, I don't know what my dad said. It is enough for you to make a bank deposit. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So you have that. So what did my cousin James did to Jenny is he got Jenny pregnant. Now in Chinese culture, once you get a girl pregnant, even though it's believing in abortion in China, it's a gateway on getting married. So that's what James and Jenny did. Not only one of my cousins did that, but my other cousin did the same thing. But he has a very good career, right? Very well paid in a rural area. However, the girl was living in rural and making very, very poor money, very, very, very low socioeconomic, no education at all. where my cousin has a very good education and married. I don't know how the hell he chose her, but yeah, good luck to her. But yeah, so now you understand. Chinese is not about marriage for love. Now, here's another question. Why do Chinese marry to foreigners, especially girls, right? Um, it's to get away all this bullshit. And plus, married to a foreigner is symbol as upper class, right? Married to an Australian, white Australian, doesn't matter if it's Macedonia or, they don't, they disregard this whole thing, scrap it out. But the relationship doesn't last long, even if they're married for too long, because at the end of the day, the grandparents and the parents will run them over, demanding for money, because when Jenny decided to find, let's don't put Jenny, let's find someone else. What's the other name that I can put? Let's write, what's his name? Graham. I don't know how to spell Graham, is it? Yeah, Graham. Mary Graham. Graham just doesn't want to be hungry at job. He just want to be happy, enjoy life. But Jenny is very frustrated because of family peer pressure. And Jenny is like, oh gosh, and then he has to keep up with all the family and doesn't have image. Oh, one more thing I forgot about. Oh my god, image. Oh my god. Face. Oh gosh, this is the most important one. Oh my god. In Chinese culture, this is the most important one ever. Have face. Obviously, if a Chinese girl married to a foreigner, you have image. Oh, you're married to Australian, a white Australian. So you have image, you have face. That's why the image face. Well, Chinese do believe in image face. So if you have all that, you take a lot of boxes. You have image and face. Obviously, you have more money. You have image and space in China. But if you're married to Graham, you don't need to believe in this whole image face, because when you're married to it, it's why not bananas, right? So you have image and face. It's pretty deep to go through. So you have image and face, and you go through to understand how Graham got into the image and face. And Jenny was very frustrated because of money. At the end of the day, money, right? Lie, stop it. Okay, so image and face. So when you have that, then that's a different story. And tend to be interracial relationship with a Chinese girl tend to fail a lot because of Jenny try to be angry at Graham because Jenny thought Western world believed the same system, because unfortunately that's how the way it is. Chinese, they think around the world thinks the same, smarter than Chinese people. That's what they said. So you have that, and that's why I said many of them will collapse due to this sector. So yeah, so now you understand how it works in China. It's just a lot of them is a gateway for a Chinese guy to marry to a Aussie girl or white girl. It's a high simple as well, but we Australians, we don't believe in that whole list down here. But nowadays we do believe in one thing, just love. That's it. Simple. Right, so I'm rubbing it off, and just a call. Bloody hell, too many missed calls, man. I'm trying to make a bloody half an hour videos. There you go, done, set. All right, thanks guys. Thanks Calvin, my student. See you soon.